Hello guys, today we have a new video on the finals. This is the 6th best or most fun loadouts that you can try yourself right now. They're really fun and they're going to be effective if you know how to play them, but that's what I'm here to teach you. So first we're going to have to light with the SR-84 sniper rifle and the grappling hook. The reason why I use grappling is because a lot of times with this weapon, you're going to want to be sitting on a roof, right? So right here I'm sitting on a roof. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get on the roof, so you can just use your grappling hook, right? That's just basic knowledge. And also I see a lot of people running sniper with invisibility, but the reason why invisibility is bad is because when you're aiming, you're just going to be glint, and it kind of defeats the point of invisibility if you're visible. You're also going to be wanting to run the thermal bore and the gravity vortex. The gravity vortex is really good because it's really good at just like denying long ranges. If you put it directly on top of the casual and then you activate it, it's gonna yeet in the air and gonna 100% deny. Unless obviously you break it. And the thermal bore is just so that when you're sitting on a roof, you can just get access to the inside of the building from far away without having to put charge down. So yeah, that's pretty much a base loadout. And obviously, yeah, well, there's gateway. And gateway is pretty much a must-have, because like it's just easy. It's just like all around good, bro. You can just reposition with it. You can do some defense with the gateway if you just go through it and go defend. You can plug. It's really good. It's like, I wouldn't say it's you have to absolutely run it, but it's pretty potent. So we have the second loadout right here, which is going to be the nuker. So if you guys were around in season 1, you guys knew that there was one strategy that was called nuking, or just nukes in general, and consisted of putting bombs on the red barrel and just blowing stuff up. But now that's not possible because, well, first of all, the C4 won't stay active on the actual red barrel. That's now something, and also they'll just go everywhere, so you can't really aim with it. It's just like random. So I found a fix for that. I posted a video about it. So if you put some C4 on one of the or like breaching charge on one of the red barrels and a gateway down, or yeah, well, a gateway and a gravity vortex. The only thing you have to do is send the gateway, activate the gravity vortex, and then boom, he's half HP, just like that. Now it's gonna work best on the mobile target, but yeah, it's pretty effective. But the only downside is that, well, obviously it's gonna have to use your free gadgets, but it's fine because the gateway is already like a must pick. The gravity's vortex is just good on its own, and the breaching charge is also pretty good. Next, we have one of the most enraging loadouts of them all. It's gonna be the noob tube, and obviously the gas mines. And the reason why I take gas mines right now with this loadout is that the CL40 does splash damage. So let's say I walk in your room, right? I open the door with a grenade, and I go upstairs, and there's a guy right here, right? Well, I toss a mine, boom, there's gas on them, and that's a free kill. So just like tossing a gas mine at the start of the fight, you get that free damage in. Especially good if there's gonna be multiple enemies. So yeah, that's pretty much the point of the build, and also turret because, well, it's not a new build if there's not a turret. On to the next loadout, I guess. The next loadout is gonna be dematerializer and proximity sensor. Now to showcase this really well off, I'm just gonna grab some smoke and some goo grenades. Because obviously, the point of the proximity sensor is you place it down, right? And you can see enemies through walls and through smoke, right? So that's pretty much the point. And the dematerializer is supposed to open up walls, right? So what happens if you pair both of these? You can see your enemy, and then you can open up a wall. So I see this guy, and I can open up the wall. I know where he is, then just shoot him. So it works really well. Even with smoke, you put a smoke down, you put a proximity sensor in them. Well, obviously you can't see them because it's not moving. But if I put a proximity sensor down in the smoke, now I can see the enemy, and you can't see me. And it also works really well, so you can just keep at it. So the next AV loadout is going to be one of my all-time favorite loadouts of the game, Gunnar. So Gunnar is really interesting. You would think that Goo Gun and Flamethrower don't mix, right? Because they're like fire, and fire burns the goo. But you'd be quite wrong, because if I use my Goo Gun on somebody, it's gonna break, right? But it takes like a full second before it breaks. You saw that these legs are exposed. Well, you goo, and you flame, and you goo again, and you flame again. This makes seem like it's stupid, but even if he's moving, you can't really do anything. Like, you can't run away. Even if a light's trying to run away, or medium, I can just goo him down and catch up slowly but surely. Go through this, then like it requires a lot of skill though, because you gotta aim well, right? With the not with the flamethrower, because the flamethrower doesn't require that much skill. The Goo Gun does. So one thing that's important with the Goo Gun is that like it's pretty much always gonna be useful. There's not really a time where the Goo Gun's not gonna be important. If you want to defend something, goo. You make a wall. You can attack something. You can make movement. You can make like mental climbs. If you want to attack someone, you can just goo him and then shoot him on the legs. So yeah, this loadout really synergizes a lot. But we also have the RPG-7 and the C4. Now the reason why I picked those is because they're incredibly strong. Sometimes you might lack some range, and like some range damage could be nice. So you can also just toss C4, you know. This is something I don't see a lot of people doing. Because, well, the C4 looks like it's not going to be that rangy, but if you actually throw it, you'll realize that it's pretty much like if the enemy's a bit in 20 or 10 meters, like you can't like, run away. It's actually cooked. The RPG-7 is just the RPG-7. So yeah, this is actually probably the best loadout because, well, the actual gadgets are like meta, apart from the specialization and everything else. So yeah, this will be it. I'm gonna show you some gameplay. But what is also important to know is that when you're in this animation, the winch kind of cancels out. So let's say I winch this guy, I jump, it's gonna be him away instead of just like starting me next to me. Now, dash on manipulation. Lock was really cool for us. It's quite long. But it can also be used to manipulate. So it's really easy to move around the anti-gravity cube. So if you have a lot of momentum, it's going to carry over, and if you don't, well, it's not going to carry over because there's nothing to carry over. So you're just going to pop one of these down and then winch somebody, or well, the cash out of it, so it just clears a longer distance. And obviously the smoke is just really important. Let's see, there's a cash out, I smoke down, and then I start spinning in circles, and I defend, right, because you can't see me. And also smoke's just good for stealing. If I'm trying to steal, my light's stealing, I'm spinning in circles, they don't know it, they're gonna jump in and they're gonna get killed instantly. They're dead.